I'm gonna build a second brain that remembers every single article I've ever read, everything that I've learned, and every note that I've ever taken in less than 3.5 minutes using only 2 tools. So let's dive in. Here's an article by one of the co-founders of OpenAI, and he basically describes a note-taking system that's able to remember articles, papers, repos, datasets, images, and so on and so forth. And it's able to help you problem solve, it's able to help you come with new ideas, but most importantly, it's able to share with you how all these ideas actually connect. This article was so popular that he actually ended up releasing the instructions on how to actually do this. So here they are. That's exactly what we're gonna feed Claude to be able to instruct it on how to basically handle our folders and how to process different ideas. So why don't we begin? There's only 2 tools that you need. The first one is called Anti-Gravity, which is just visuals. Think of it like Visual Studio Code, where you could just code on top of. Download it for the machine that you have. And Obsidian, which again, you could just think of this as an app for all your thoughts that you ever had, and it's able to connect those for us in a really nice visual wrapper. So once you get these 2 things downloaded, all we would need to do is go to Anti-Gravity and actually open up a folder that we would use for something like this. So my folder is on desktop, Obsidian, and I'm gonna create a new folder for this called Grinder's System. And while we're doing that, so let's open it up. And on top of that, let's go to the vault and actually create a brand new vault for us called Grinder's System. Call it Grinder's System, and basically let's just put it somewhere here. And this is probably going to be fine. Right, perfect, and now let's create it. Awesome. So here we load it up. Now I actually want to be able to put things inside here so we can actually visualize them over here. Right, so the way we would do that, we would go over to Anti-Gravity, open up our Claude, the way I usually do it, download Claude as an extension for basically where you're coding, and then let's exit out of here and then basically just say, hey, here's how I want you to structure all my folders. LLM Wiki, basically what we want to do is drag this all the way down, copy it, and then say something along the lines of, so the way we're going to do it, we're going to say, hey Claude, please use these instructions to be able to structure all of our folders. So while we wait for Anti-Gravity to basically finish up what it needs to do here to structure our folders, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go on Chrome and download the Obsidian Web Clipper. So it'll be called the Obsidian Web Clipper. It'll be the second link. Basically, you open it up, download it onto Chrome, and it'll look something along the lines of this. Let's open up a little article over here. Right? Let's just say this is the article that we want. Perfect. And we want to clip this. Before we do that, go over here on settings, and for settings you want to open up a new template. Already did that. Just make sure you change the template name, and then for note location just type in raw. So anytime you clip an article, it'll automatically fall into the raw folder, and that's going to be what you're going to use to tell Claude to be able to process these articles that you basically clip from online. And even when it comes to things like your daily notes, for example, you're going to put them in the raw folder and you're going to ask Claude to process those. Okay, perfect. All right, so it looks like we are good to go. Awesome, we downloaded everything that we need. Great, we have a raw folder, and one folder I actually end up creating down here is going to be called daily, right? But let's just take a look at everything, how everything works. So let's go back to this on Chrome, and let's basically add this to Obsidian. So it gets added, perfect, it gets added. It should be under raw right now. Awesome, it's under raw. And also one of the things I'm actually going to create is going to be a daily folder, right? And over here, I'm going to, any note that I have, it's automatically going to fall into this daily folder category. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to go to our settings, and we're basically going to click on core plugins, daily notes, click on settings. So daily notes is going to be here. And basically, I want new file location to be in raw daily. Awesome. And also, if you want a quick tab to be able to do this, you can basically type in whatever hotkey that you want and it basically looks like this. You go to Chrome, you open this up, and then you can figure out whatever quick key that you want. I'm just not going to do that for right now. I'm going to exit out of here. So anytime I have a quick little note that I want to type in, basically, Hey, main priorities for today are make sure the icebreakers are done for tomorrow's campaign. Right, and it's going to be under this. And you can just leave it there and then you'll have Claude process it. So we're going to go back over here and say something along the lines of this. Hey, I've just used the online web clipper from Chrome to be able to clip an article. It's in the raw folder right now. Can you process it? And also, can you process the note that I took for today? Thank you. Okay, that's gonna start deciphering, start crunching, and it's gonna be to basically take care of everything for us. It usually takes a few seconds. And when it's done, what you're gonna see is it processed those files, and we'll go to Obsidian, and then basically once it's done, we're gonna basically be able to see it over here and how everything is connected. So let's give it a minute. All right, so I just finished processing. Okay, so here's the note that we have. This is basically the raw file, right? You could feel free to remove this if you want, but I'm just gonna leave it there. And when you come over here, it's able to see basically the connections we're able to make. So let's just say we make a note on this article, whatever it was. Let's take a look. Dun-dun-dun. Right, and let's just say I make a note about this for whatever reason, right? And I come down here and I say this, learning it right now, whatever, right? Then basically I'll go back to Claude and say, hey, make sure you process my note. Usually at the end of the day, you want to process it. And the beautiful thing about this is you could go back and say, hey, what was I working in January? And what was the bottleneck then? And did I solve that bottleneck? Every day, just come in here, use some kind of speech to text tool if you want, and you could just get your notes done way quicker, and it'll be able to process and organize them for you basically for free. Thanks for watching.